Boom. Oh, some hide. It's all good. We're in this room for everyone. Yeah, natural breath. That's a good one. Natural body. The breath breathing the body. Arising in the sphere of awareness. So just being here and everywhere. See all serious yogis here, so just pop into your every awareness. Just open. Don't need so much detail in the pointing. I will go through some playfulness. Um, we'll we'll do again the simultaneous perspective. So we're going to be wide open and spacious, and then maybe introduce a bit of a deliberate, apparent locality, and then holding this that simultaneous perspective, and just sitting here, feel just sitting in your just look between the thoughts, notice the openness, the spacious shining of awareness. You're sitting, just noticing the shimmer of the cognitive capacity, just shimmering with its wisdom. It's my little segue. I wanted to get to the five wisdoms. So, but that's what it is. So you can. So what is the sitting in the fruition of our practice already? So being the Buddha. What is the Buddha? Wisdom and compassion and love. Just without any particularization, you can just feel kind of that. And usually, like I point at that as like feeling that sweetness in your heart. It's like the wish for happiness, and then us in this room and everyone that has a profound practice, the wish for the happiness of all beings. So let's set that intent right now. Doesn't have to be 100% authentic. So, like, the wish for all beings, may they all find the true wisdom and compassion within by expressing their love for all beings. So, so there, so sit, and then when we sit in that shining of our beautiful capacity, the capacity for love and wisdom, then there, it's not compound. There has no different. It's like a diamond. It's like one shining, beautiful crystal. Yet it has these different facets that can kind of move in the light. So it starts expressing itself in different colors of compassion and wisdom. And so then the wise ones have discovered that there are five facets of wisdom, and obviously there are billions of facets, but then they bring them to the five. They call it the wisdom of Dharmadhatu. So that is the wisdom of Dharmata or Dharmadhatu, the wisdom of like spaciousness, the boundlessness that we often point at, the openness, and the all-encompassing spaciousness. It's an openness, a vastness, and then the womb of compassion, or the womb of love, no other than wisdom. Just just open open up into spaciousness, and then it's nice to be pointed out. This is like, oh yeah, right. That is the womb of the openness for my whole life to arise, and if I was born as the Buddha, even though because of obscurations, it sometimes doesn't express itself as authentically, as authentic to its origin. Um, when we sit in this openness, really, when you pay attention, you feel that shimmer of, okay, so it's wide open. So there is the space for me to hold the whole universe of beings in this interconnected sea of beings. So I need a bit of space for that to hold them all. And then there is the mirror-like wisdom. You don't have to get all specific. You can just feel that. So it's its capacity to reflect in precise detail um, whatever comes before it. So whatever arises is recognized. So it's like it's just that is the actual recognition of itself in appearance or whatever arises. So then we can bounce back. Okay, I have to use the word I recognize the arising or the appearance or the events. May they be apparently inner or outer. And then it bounces back into I am. So we can play with the I amness right now. We drop the I at some point or immediately. And then it's the wisdom of equality. So it has no preferences, no bias to whatever comes before it. It's just like so like when we I don't mind what happens. That one, right? So easier said than done from the perspective of the biology and the survival mechanism. Yes, there's a contraction. It's like, yeah, I can't breathe so nice right now. No, that is really not nice, right? And then to say so easily, yeah, work. So now it's I realize the beauty of the breath and energy, and I see it a little bit more when it's a little constrained. Well, that is great. But in the moment of the true experience of a contraction, of suffering and difficulties, um, it's nice to be in a sangha, right? When one of us has a little bit of a difficult time because the incredible tenderness of a life lived, then in the collective. So we hold you as sweetly as we can. We're all just walking each other home. So may your body be comfortable again. May your breath flow beautifully again. And yes, we can always, in any moment, in our last breath from our beautiful yogi practices, I don't mind what happens. But in the meantime, our little body contracts for a moment. And so we all hold you. And then the fourth one, the wisdom of discernment. I don't know if I'm doing them in the right order. I think I am. It's the ability to distinguish clearly, between samsara and nirvana, between what is the habitual psychological crappiness and what is the beauty of the openness, the always free flow of compassion. So it's indeed the ability to distinguish clearly all phenomena that arise, and from there, from there, the wisdom of skillful means arises. Here I move towards it to hold it with compassion, and here is something, let it come and go easily. And from a more absolute perspective, just let everything come and go. But the Buddha in the world, at times, something came, something needs some attention, something needs to be held with compassion. Because if you go flow when you completely pull back up in the, the very immediacy of the light shining within the boundless sphere of the Dharmakaya, the open spaciousness, then there are not even beings to hold, and there's not a being to know it. It's just the incredible blast of beingness, just sitting there, recognizing itself in the all good. And then the final one is the all accomplishing wisdom. So that's indeed the skillful means. And it's also everything has already been accomplished. So that is like being there while getting there, right? So already completely, here we are, completely realized and enlightened. So if you would maybe take a breath with me and just let the confidence and trust arise that all ingredients for your awakening are perfectly present right now. And that awakening is still a bit limiting, being fully awakened, sitting in that, in your beautiful capacity. Capacity is also a translation for siddhi. Siddhi is often wisdoms, but capacity, your boundless capacity. So then freedom is already right here dancing on the stage of presence, right here in our hearts and minds. Just feel into your freedom. And then for a moment, just look back into who or what is sitting here meditating. So we kind of realized there's no agency, there's nobody really pulling the little strings of our life. Just by itself, let everything arise and solve by itself. So just relax. Relax the mind, relax the heart, relax the breath. And then the Tibetan expression is Nyime, the unfindability of the imaginary self or a separate existing identity. So if there is nobody there to get enlightened, we can immediately rest in the practice of non-meditation. Just open, awake, joyous. Stop reaching for awakening. Any soft reaching is already quite a veil. Rest, but vivid. So then the Buddha or Sangye in Tibetan is the complete purification and releasing of all negative mind states. Right now, just when we don't interact with it, it's already free. And then a flourishing of all positive mind states. Now there is room. There is room for our innate flow of positive mind states to arise because the space hasn't been clouded over with all with the contraction of hanging over that existential abyss of having to hold up this imaginary self, which is so incredibly exhausting. So then this has really intense and profound repercussions when we allow this space for positive mind state to proliferate more and more. Yeah, right now, immediately by beautiful intent right now, right here. And then, yeah, over time, from meticulous practice, these incredible implications are mental health. And the repercussions of our practice are social. Because when we live in a world of complete positivity all the time, it affects everyone around us. So here we are, sea of beings, and we're this little nodule in this interest net, just vibrating with compassion. And it has immediately, indeed, immediate repercussions in this ocean of beings. And the main repercussion of contracting and believing again that I'm a separate identity, a self, is of course a scary thing because it realizes it's finite. The beautiful boundlessness of being, the boundless wholeness, is has no beginning and no end. But this feeling of an identity has fear, and then fear is also a wound through which the light finally will shine and can be transformed in beautiful compassion, because fear is a doorway to intimacy, to our deepest guarded feelings. So we use the fear to go like, what is the origin of this fear? Is that my fear? Is that fear of the archetypical interconnectedness of all humans in this world? Is it my family? Is it my tribe? May I be the impulse of the healing. So this practice is creating a basis from which the willingness to move toward compassion arises. So we move the fear from being a subject, I am scared, and all modulations of fear, like anger and loneliness, it has all these subcategories, and then we can work with that and meditate it like fine ground barley flour, and maybe no matter what I guide, you maybe decide something needs to be paid attention to. So we move the fear from a subject to an object. So from I am scared to I, I have some fear arising. And maybe right now in the next hour, we let it come and go. It has this somatic resonance. I feel the embodiment, so I can breathe into it. So let's breathe into our innate little fears. And just hold the one that has discomfort, the little innocent 5-year-old that always keeps arising. I see you. We're not going to leave the one on, we're sitting here as a nodule in this interconnected sea of beings. We easily overlook the one at the heart of it. I see you. I hold you. And yes, in this group, that's a little easier because the mere fact that you come to this space with us means you're already paying attention to the 5-year-old within. So thank you. So then a bit of gratitude. Really feel into how beautiful it is that you pay attention to your place in your life, in this world, and at the heart of the movement of a tender life. Please take a breath with me. And now we'll do a little chant. So really feel that this chant is like habituating your voice to be the pure voice of the awakened one, the compassionate expression of the 5 wisdoms or the billions of wisdoms. To shine the light of compassion from your voice, habituate that. And then a mantra is nice for that. Don't even have to pay attention to all the words, just just sounding from the heart. Okay, bit of form. Sangye chodang soki chok nam la Jiang chu bardu dakni kyap suchi Daki jin sogi pe sonam ki Nola penshir sangye drupa shok. In Buddha, Dharma, and supreme spiritual community, we go for refuge until fully enlightened by the power of all six perfections, from generosity to non-dual wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize perfectly, beautifully enlightened, awakened Buddhahood on your seat right now. And here, the main mantra of all Tibetans, realizing when we sing it, thousands are sounding with us right now. O Horjin Yulji Noob Jansam Pe Marge Sadung Pola Yatsen Choki Nudrukne Pe Mai Jung Ne Jesu Drak Godu Kandro Mang Pokor Keki Jesu Dardrupki Jinji Lapshir Shek Su Sol Guru Pemai Sudi Hung Oma Hung Oma Hung Oma Hung Oma Hung Benzar Guru Pemai Sudi 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 Hung. Just sounding Oma Hung Benzar Guru Pemai Sudi Hung 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 Oma Hung Benzar Guru Pemai Sudi Hung. A sounding that has no periphery and a sounding that is everywhere, holding all beings. Oma Hung Benzar Guru Pemai Sudi Hung 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 Oma Hung Benzargu Be Mai Siri Om Ahum Benzargu Be Mai Siri Usually I do a few more hums for the din of the boundless beingness, the boundless wholeness, but let's heal the breath and energy a bit with a few ahs. So we do 3 ahs if you wish to join me. Heal that breath and energy for all beings. One more time. And a beautiful breath. Just have your awareness spaciously saturate everything around. No objects can block, interfere, or veil the boundlessness of your spacious awareness. Mingle your awareness into the empty space, and mingle the empty space into your boundless awareness. All experience comes and goes, and notice the constancy of the presence of awareness. Known or overlooked, always shines with the same 100% brightness. It does not fluctuate in time. It's really not such a nebulous thing, that timelessness. Notice that. It's timeless. Amazing. It does not stop or start. Changeless and timeless. Then notice its infinite openness into all directions. Like an ocean of beingness. Just awareing its waves. Noticing that open shining of your beingness, the complete absence of lack. If you wish, let's refresh with the breath. You The body doesn't need to be static, be comfortable, no tightness. Very important instruction coming down the wisdom lineages is lightheartedness. So don't hold it too tight and serious too. Just put a smile on your heart or your face if you dare. And free flow. Right there, Semni Nilok Dr. Jindi Laptusol. Please bless us that we may come to recognize the nature of mind, the natural state. So, the recognition of the natural state. Rigpa is not looking, Rigpa is the discovery. Looking is still mind, the discovery is beyond mind. So let go for any reaching and looking. Just be the open, spacious, boundless wholeness. Don't hold tight. Any movement that really wishes to bubble up, just let it come. Don't make it forget that you are thinking, just let it arise in the shining space of knowing. Maybe a bit of a curiosity, oh, what will arise next in my sphere of knowing? How amazing. So to make sure that we continue a boundless wholeness perspective throughout all of our lives, we do some mixing practices. So holding, stay open and spacious, even when I'm sounding or when any thoughts come up, any feelings, any comforts and discomforts, even blissiness. Welcome, yet insubstantial. So we placed it in our third eye last week, so see if you can hold on to your boundless perspective while placing your attention in your heart. So just feeling into your heart with an awareness without a periphery and an every awareness, yet noticing the heart of the Buddha on your seat, the awakened one. Feel into your heart. And if it's not too distracting, especially for those of you that visualize easily, you can also imagine a little sphere about the size of the tip of your thumb, a little sphere of light emitting, saturating all the space around. But stay open simultaneously in the boundlessness of being. So the loving heart and the boundlessness of being is the perspective of all of our lives. Don't just return to this on your seat. Return over and over until it acquires a self-propelling kind of movement of awareness awakening to itself more and more. Everything happens by itself, from within itself. Just let it all go by itself. Just enjoy your life, just playing along. And from this openness, we become less and less self-absorbed. And we release the energy that is usually directed towards self-absorption. And when we free this misdirected energy, the heart becomes more and more full, and it overflows, and it has to go somewhere. And that love goes somewhere. It goes into our relationships with all that enter our realm. And our love flows without preference. Goes into our ethical commitments. And we stop to underestimate the capacity of our hearts. Shine that heart, not just as an exercise. This is it. Shine that heart. And when someone appears, just maybe it gets unveiled more, it shines brighter. Ah, here I am. How may I hold you? So while we move through our lives, we let the stillness inform everything it has to teach us, to showing us our true nature at the heart of experience, the joy of being, the joy of a life. Even when difficulties arise in our body and in our breath and our energy, we still the boundless loving wholeness, always safe in every moment of experience, always home. Let's take a last collective breath together. Let go of all visualizations for a moment. Just be open. And then in that openness, let the intent arise to wish to be awakened at all times. So keep waking up in every moment today. And from that beautiful intent, on behalf of all beings, thank you so much for your beautiful practice. Through the merit of this, may the light of the Buddha's precious teaching remain for ages to come, the ground for every single kind of benefit and happiness. May all the supreme holders of the teachings who uphold its living truth accept to live for eons and their lotus feet stand firm. And so may the sun of altruism and well-being in all its blazing splendor shine the brilliant light of the study and practice of Buddha Dharma throughout every corner of the universe. Jangchup Semchok Rinpoche Makye Panang Kye Gyurchik Kye Panyampar Me Padyang Gongne Gongdu Pelwar Shok. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May all beings everywhere with whom we are inseparably interconnected and who want and need the same as we do, may they all be happy, awakened, liberated, healed, fulfilled, and free. May there be peace in this world and throughout all possible universes. An end to war, violence, poverty, injustice, and oppression. And may we all together complete the spiritual journey. One family, heart to heart, all the way home. Oh yeah, look at all those little party animals in all the windows, just partying in their beingness. That's what your life is. Thank you for allowing me to sit here and guide you a bit. It's my greatest joy. So thank you very much. So what's going on in your week? How's awareness going? Is wisdom arising? Is love arising? How are your practices? Would love to hear something about your practice. If you have to go, have a beautiful day. If you wish to stay a little, let's talk for a few more minutes. Usually go till about 10 past 9. So something is coming up in your practice. Like I often like to say, any realizations or the lack of them, let's share it because we all share in that and heal from that.